Good evening, San Antonio, and happy Halloween. I know what you're saying. It's a little bit late, but god damn it, I had to go to work and we had some shit to take care of.
And she forgot this morning, y'all. I almost
I
the shit out of her and slapped her for shit.
I was like, this is our Halloween episode. We had a little bit of testicle difficulties, and yes, I said testicle difficulties, when I tried to record the show last Monday. So, anyways, we are back, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but first, we are going to do the intro. Deacon, tell us what our mission statement is.
Fuck being normal. God sent us to piss the world off.
Yes. And let me introduce myself for those of you who do not know. My name is the Batgirl Harley Quinn, and to my right is...
the Adder Mad Hatter Pumpkin King, Deke Rivers.
And we have such a great show filled with so many great things to talk about today, and I cannot wait to get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the movie Crimson Peak. So, we went into it thinking like, wow, this is going to be like a new horror movie or whatever. Like, I wonder how scary this is. And when we get to the theater, we're spoiled now. We saw it in IMAX, and now that's the only way we want to watch movies now, right, Deacon?
Yep.
And so, we're at the movie theater, we're chilling, like, whatever, Hiddleston is Hiddleston. Y'all already know, like, I don't have to say that. So... the movie's getting good, and it's kind of winding down, coming to the end, and the last 30 minutes, y'all needed to warn me about that. Y'all should have told me ahead of time, because I was like, I was like, the fuck did I just see? Like, I looked at Deacon, and Deacon looked at me, and then I looked back at Deacon, and then he looked back at me. We're just like, did we just see that? That was fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and for those of you who have seen the movie, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit was like,
for those
what?
of you that didn't, let me leave you with this riddle. For those who look for meaning, inform as they do facts. Once you see the end in sight, the beginning may arrive.
Yes. Oh my god. Like, this movie, like, okay, Crimson Peak is about a brother and sister team or whatever. Anyways, you can just look it up and you figure it out. But Jessica Chastain, my girl from the hell, damn, she
hot as fuck.
She was hot as fuck with that dark hair and everything. I'm just saying. Okay. Now.
Moving on.
We are moving on because I have to talk about some other stuff. I have been ranting and raving and strutting and strolling about the movie of I Saw the Light.
Wait, hold on. Let me stop her right here. Wait,
okay.
We went from Harley and Deke to the Rockers? Strutting and strolling? Are you kidding me?
No, because you know that I have been talking about this for a while since I found out about it. And I'm pissed off because, Deacon, I told you this and we had a long conversation about it while I was on my way to the frickin' American Hotel Horror Story.
On her way to work.
So, let me light a cigarette. Hold on. So, the brasses at Sony decided that they were going to push back I Saw the Light to March. And I was like, huh? And I texted Deacon. Deacon called me, and he was like, what? And I was like, I don't know what in the hell they're thinking over there, but I was like, dude. I was like, this was Hiddleston's chance to win a frickin' Oscar. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I was like, dude, I was like, okay, if Sony knew from the beginning that they were not going to be releasing this movie until October, then shame on you for allowing them to release pictures of the movie and the clip of him singing, because now that's all I want to do is I want to see him singing, and I want to see him wearing the suit, and I want to hear the soundtrack to judge for myself how I'm going to like this movie. And I told Deacon, I was like, dude, the promos, I was like, if they push it back into March, because some things are saying that it's still coming out Thanksgiving weekend or whatever, which it was originally supposed to be scheduled for. And
which is actually not, because I've been seeing promos for the Creed movie, but I haven't seen no promos for I Saw the Light.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, if they had known about this from the beginning, then why don't you just say so and not get our hopes up or whatever? Because after I saw Crimson Peak, I was like, I saw the light. I sure did. I was ready. I was ready for it. And then I was like, huh? And I was like, it would have made sense.
Because didn't they not do that with Joaquin Phoenix too when he released Walk the Line?
Yeah.
That he had 2 different movies out. He had Her and Walk the Line out in the same year, didn't he? And they were out in the theaters together.
Yeah. No, Her's a new one.
No, he had one before. He had one before that.
I know, but
right
it wasn't Her.
Okay.
Her is brand new. That because remember he took like 3 years off after the nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like the promos and things for I Saw the Light. I feel like if they put it in March, they're gonna lose so much money, and people
Half the fan base.
Half the fan. I don't think. Well, the fans are. The Hiddlestoners are gonna be fine. I think that's what they call themselves. I'm like, whatever. Do you booze? But I think that it's. I personally think that it's. I'm at a loss for words. I personally think that it's a bad move and it's a bad business move because I think they would have made more money during Thanksgiving than they will in March. That's just me saying. Okay, Deke, what do you want to talk about?
You pretty much covered mostly everything, but I wanted to say this, today I took my nephew out. Okay, now, I hope you're working at the malls so that I could talk about your asses personally. If you're going to do something for kids at the malls, do it between the hours of 5 to freaking 4. 5 to freaking 7, because what the fuck is it? You do it at 9 o'clock? Ain't nobody in their right mind out at 9 o'clock.
Well, there was a bunch of people out, but they were all big, grown. What the fuck?
And let me ask y'all one more question. Okay? Isn't Halloween supposed to be for kids? Why do I see a whole bunch of teenage girls dressed like slutty Superman or Super Mario Brothers? I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't it supposed to be for kids? I didn't know that the age of sluttery started at freaking 15. I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly. And can I just say again, I don't know if I said it last year, but if you have your house decorated for Halloween and you don't pass out candy, your ass deserves to be egged and toilet papered. And that's the end of that. So, let me consult my notes here and just, check first.
Who else is looking forward to seeing the Creed movie? I know I am.
Oh, yeah, tell them about Creed. Tell them about the Creed movie.
Okay, for those of you who don't know or haven't seen the trailer, it is supposed to be a final installment to the Rocky saga, which is supposed to end... according to what I read, according to what I've seen, it's supposed to end where Sylvester Stallone's character of Rocky, which is the most beloved character he's ever done, is supposed to pass away. Now, that was one of the spoilers I read. However, he posted on his Instagram account that the movie's going to end with Rocky holding up the world title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my question is, does that mean he steps back into the ring one last time? Or is it just going to end where maybe he is holding the title, but he died and he sees himself holding it?
True. I don't know, but tell him about the video that I showed you on YouTube.
Yeah, and there was a video that Harley sent me where they were breaking it down. Is that how you'd say it?
I guess they were breaking down what they had seen in the trailer.
The only thing that they didn't comment on was about Paulie's death. I'm like, he finally killed off Paulie in this movie.
Well, we don't know yet if that's true. However, we did observe in, I think it was trailer 1 or trailer 2, or possibly both, that he's walking through a cemetery. Rocky's walking through a cemetery, and he puts a bottle of Jack Daniels on a headstone, reading Paulie, and I suppose he'd be buried next to Adrian. I don't know how that works or whatever, But
my question to that is, don't you think Rocky should have been buried next to her? Because Rocky was her husband.
Well, maybe
Paulie
he'll be buried on the other side of her.
True.
Okay. Anyways, I'm consulting my notations here. Oh, I have something about Hell in the Cell. How is the Hell in the Cell?
Y'all, as you know, I like wrestling. I love wrestling. It's one of the favorite things in this world that I love. Now, I know a lot of you listening are going to be like, oh, John Cena shit, John Cena sucks, John Cena this, John Cena that. But you know what? If you don't like John Cena, I got no gall with saying this. I fucking don't like you. Anyway, let me say this. Oh, and by the way, one last thing, let me comment to the whole John Cena hater thing. Oh, but I'm sure if it was CM Punk, you'd be kissing his balls. Okay, anyway, with that said, it was a freaking good show. The only thing I didn't like is how they ended the whole thing with The Undertaker. But I'm like, okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me explain what happened. As everybody knows, this was the final bout between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, The Undertaker lost the match, like I knew he was gonna, because fucking WWE is fucked up like that. They're making all these good legends lose to all these younger guys. Okay? They're making Sting lose to, like, Triple H and to Seth Rollins, who I can't fucking stand either. He's shit, too. Let me think. Anyway, so they made Undertaker lose. And then these stupid idiots called the Wyatt family, which, by the way, the lead one looks like Chumley from Pawn Stars. And I'm not kidding. If you look up pictures of Bray Wyatt, you'll see that he looks like Chumley from Pawn Stars. With a longer beard. Like, every time I see him, I'm like, you are not Bray Wyatt, you're Chumley. I keep calling him Chumley. Every time I see his fat ass, I call him Chumley. I'm like, why the fuck did you trying to be all mean for, Chumley? Anyway.
Right?
Anyways, to make a long story short. Anyway, yeah, it ended where Undertaker was beaten by Brock Lesnar. And so they're doing this whole segment now where it's been 25 years of The Undertaker at Survivor Series. It's going to be his 25th year, possibly his last year with the WWE. So they're gonna finally make it that him and Sting are going to join forces, and then somehow, slowly but surely, it's all going to unravel as usual, and they're going to end up having this big bout at WrestleMania and send Undertaker out in style. So, from what I understand right now, Kane has come out to avenge his brother at Raw. Okay, and again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me go back to Hell in the Cell. So anyway, Hell in the Cell, yeah, Alberto Del Rio came back, won the United States title from John Cena, which I thought was bullshit. Because like they should have amped that just a little bit more. I'm just saying. Not that I'm saying Del Rio's not a good wrestler, because he is, but I'm like they should have just hyped that just a little bit more. What else? Let me think.
That was random. We
Anyway,
left the window open and we just heard someone screaming. Okay.
Anyway, to make it look, where was I at?
I don't know what you were talking about.
What was I talking about? Oh,
excuse me.
United States title and all that. Anyway, so Alberto Del Rio won the United States title. Roman Reigns finally beat Bray Wyatt, again, who looks like Chumley, in Hell in a Cell, and a bunch of craziness ensued. But other than that, yeah, it was a good show. I just hated the fact that they carried out the Wyatt family, beat up Undertaker, and they carried him out. And then the next night on Raw, on Monday night, Kane came out to avenge his brother, and he was beaten down and carried off. And I heard that this week Sting is supposed to make a comeback, and he's supposed to avenge Kane and Undertaker. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're fitting to see how it's going to happen. So, anyway, go ahead, Harley.
Okay, so before I get into the usual stuff or whatever, since this is our Halloween special episode, I want to talk about some scary stuff and some scary stories and things that have been going on. In case you don't know, I work at the Sheraton Gunter Hotel, located downtown at 205 East Houston Street. If you're ever there, come by and ask for me. I'm pretty sure somebody will find me. Okay, so allegedly, Deke, there was, well, not allegedly because there's pictures of it or whatever, but the story goes there was a murder that took place in room 636 at the Sheraton Gunter Hotel, and I'm on the website of the Russell Rush Haunted Tour, that is the RussellRushHauntedTour.com, and they investigated the Gunter Hotel and then the Woodlawn Theater, and it has the documentary and everything that they shot the episode on this website, but it also breaks down the story, so I'm going to tell you the story. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, bear with me here, so here we go. The legend has it that the murder in room 636 of the Gunter Hotel is by far the biggest unsolved mystery in San Antonio. On February 8th, 1965, a grisly, gruesome scene was discovered in room 636 of the Gunter Hotel. Walter Emmerich, a known criminal, was checked into the room. That afternoon, a housekeeper making her rounds opened the door to room 636 to a bloody sight. A man matching Walter's description was seen standing in the room. Blood surrounded him, on the walls, on the floor, the bathroom, and the bed. He was holding a bloody bundle. He quietly lifted his fingers to his lips to shush the startled housekeeper. She went running down the hall, screaming for help. When she found help and returned to the room, the man had mysteriously gone. This began a lengthy investigation by the police department, led by detectives Castellian and Salas. The room was described as a bloodbath. The medical examiner at the time inspected the room and declared that a homicide had taken place. Walter Emmerich, using the alias Albert Knox, became a fugitive for the next 48 hours. He was reported by several witnesses in the San Antonio downtown area to be loitering around the Texas Theater, the San Antonio River, and the El Tropicano Hotel. He stayed in the Rio Lado Motel the night of February 9th. Emmerich went on spending sprees, purchasing new clothes, a suitcase, visiting a neighborhood bar, using hot checks he stolen from his mother to purchase these items. There was one unusual purchase he attempted to make at a Sears and Roebuck downtown, an industrial-size meat grinder. Mrs. Wilson, the store clerk at Sears, could not fill his request for the meat grinder in a timely manner as they did not have any in stock. This angered Emmerich, and he left the store furious. On February 10th, 1965, Emmerich checked into the St. Anthony Hotel off East Travis Street. I'm going to jump in really quick and say East Travis Street, from where the Sheridan Gunter is on the corner of Houston Street. Travis Street is the next street behind Houston Street, and from the back alley of the hotel where we all chill and smoke, when you walk through that alleyway, I can see the St. Anthony from right where I'm at. That's how close it is. It's like you walk right across Sally and boom, you're right there. Okay, so he asked the clerk for room 636. This room was unavailable, so he settled for room 536. He signed in as Robert Ashley of Dallas, Texas. The clerk was suspicious of the request for the specific room. San Antonio police detectives matched the hotel check card of Robert Ashley to find that Albert Knox of room 636 at the Gunter Hotel, and the handwriting on the, what was it called? And the handwriting from the check-in card matched. SAPD had their man. At around 8:30 p.m. the evening of February 10th, police detectives went to room 536 at the St. Anthony to confront the suspected murderer. When the police knocked on the door, a man's voice stated, "Leave me alone, I don't need service." The police announced themselves. One gunshot from a .22 caliber handgun went off. Police, after taking cover, realized this was the only shot. Busting down the door, they found Emmerich laying in bed, a pool of blood from the bullet to his head. He was gasping for his last few breaths of air. Walter Emmerich had been caught. The suicide left so many questions unanswered. Like what he was going to do with the meat grinder, what he had done with the bloody bundle, and most importantly, who was murdered in 636. All police had to go on was a glass with lipstick on it in room 636, strands of long blonde hair, and a large amount of blood. No name, no missing persons report of a woman came forward, and finally no body or evidence of any remains. For years following the unsolved murder, there have been reports of paranormal activity, including violent activity, in the room of the Gunter Hotel of 636. The activity and the legend have become so controversial that the Gunter Hotel completely remodeled the room, turning it into 2 rooms, and renumbering them 620 and 621. Even with the changes, the negative energy and paranormal activity still lingers. Mild reports of feeling uneasy, bad dreams, negative behavior, and often mild-mannered people to significant physical attacks. And is Walter Spirit still in control with the anger in this space? Now, once again, this is all a part of Russell Rush's Haunted Tour on his website. And there's also several EVP recordings that are on the site. Let's see what else. There's supposedly a name, a whistle in the bathroom, all kinds of things like that. So I encourage you to go look at the site, look at the documentary, and that was our scary story for the night. And we're gonna move on now.
Okay, I just have one question though.
Yeah.
You worked there, is that true?
It is true, it did happen, and there were several people in the hotel tonight that were on a haunted but actually staying there to get paranormal and EVP and things like that. And I have been in room 620 and 621 and 636. And it's easy to note the changes in the difference in 620 and 621 because when you walk up to the 6th floor, you'll notice there's 621, 620, and then it sort of skips, like there's no 618, and then it goes straight to 617, and you can see there's like this huge gap in the wall, and there's nothing in between it. That's because they sealed everything off, and they completely remodeled, and painted everything. So yes, it is true. It's also true that they've never found out who the body was or who the woman was, or never ever found a name or any kind of missing persons report. I just kind of think that's sad. And another thing is, I want to know why they haven't made a movie about it yet. I'd totally go see that movie. So that's that. Let's see. What else? Before we get to the big episode. Okay. Sorry, I'm consulting my notes here for a minute. Okay, so guess what's coming on TV next Wednesday?
I have no idea.
Law and Order SVU, where they're going to take on the Duggars.
And so it begins. They're
going to do a reality TV family. They're all Christian and so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I cannot wait to see it. I am so excited, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how they're going to do it, and what the outcome is going to be, if there's any outcome, and if they're going to ask all the hard-hitting questions and things like that I have been lingering or whatever. Can I please interview the Duggars? I will mop the floor with them, because I have so many questions. I'd be like, why didn't she ask them that? Why didn't she do this? It's like, dude, it's just like, oh, did you see that interview yesterday with Leah Remini? No. She was talking about the Church of Scientology and all that craziness.
No, because I don't like Leah Remini.
I know you don't like her, but it was fucking interesting. Like, dude, I cannot wait to meet her.
Every time I see her in Dancing with the Stars, I turn the sound down on her and say rude things because I'm sorry, she's just a bitch and I don't like her. I'm sorry, she is.
Well, she may be bitchy, but I don't understand how or why she would allow herself to be put through that stupid BS in fucking Scientology. I don't know, like, whatever. Okay. Do you know what time it is now?
Jack White says.
It is time. Jack White says last night at Third Man Records in Nashville was the annual Devil's Night. And do you want to know what Bay went as? Do you want to know what me and Bay were?
Okay, my interest is piqued.
Bay was an old man and I was his old lady. Oh my god, I know. Hold on, I'm going to try and bring up a picture. A pictoire. A pictoire. Let me see if I can find one. For your viewing pleasure. But oh my god, it looked like it was amazing. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, nope, didn't find it there. It's on Facebook.
Well, see, y'all, I would have gone, but I was busy at the freaking show in Galveston with Lauren, so I was like, okay, so I let her and Jack have that one.
I know, it's like, sorry. It was fun. You should have been there.
No, I was busy handing out the tea.
He was busy handing out the tea. If you've seen Crimson Peak, you know what we're talking about when we say don't drink the tea. Anyways,
I was
I'll find
giving
the
it to all
picture
the
and I'll
girls
show
in
it to you
Fifth
later.
Harmony. I was like, Lauren first is like, here, take the seat. Take it. Lauren, baby doll,
Oh
you know
my
you want to.
goodness. Okay. Moving right along after Jack White says, by the way, I will find the picture later and I will post it for you on Instagram or somewhere on my Facebook page, or I will link it to you so you can like and comment or whatever. Which brings me to my next interesting story that I took notes on because you all, it is so
Ooh, can I introduce this one?
juicy and shady boots in Chi-Town, and I even have stuff on here that Mr. Deacon has not heard of. So, Deke, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna do the intro.
Wait. Because I'm about to mind freak you.
Hang on a second.
Go.
I'm gonna do the intro. Warning, the stunts and illusions in this program were designed and tested by Chris Angel, a highly trained professional who's full of shit, and I will debunk him at some point, at some time in my life. Go ahead, Harley.
Alright, so I'm about to mind freak you so bad, like you are gonna get pissed when you hear this. Okay, but are you ready?
Spit it out. Come on,
serious?
Gabe.
Okay, so remember how I text you from work the other day and I said, since when does Chris Angel have a son? You're like, I don't know. Chris Angel has kids? You're like, when did he get married or whatever? And I was like, I know, that's what I said. And then I was like, it's all over Yahoo. And the story on Yahoo was, not only did Chris Angel have a son, but his son has leukemia, right?
Uh-huh.
And you were like, oh my god, I didn't know. What the hell is going on? Why is he keeping it such a secret? Why is he so shady about all his dealings? Like, is that even really his name? Like,
And my question is, y'all, if you read the story, why is this brat in Hawaii? What the fuck?
not in Hawaii, he's in Australia.
Whatever, excuse me, in Australia. I'm like, what the fuck? Doesn't he have his family with him in Las Vegas?
Yeah, it's so much for caring about family. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I did my homework and my research. And
Okay.
you are going to thank me after I read this. So, once the story broke and everybody apparently was like getting onto it, I kept thinking to myself, something's not right. Why the hell aren't people saying what they really want to say or asking the questions that they really want to say, like that stupid white lady who interviewed the Duggars? But this is not their time of the show, so Jimbot, Michelle, and your 19 children have a seat. I'll get back to you on next week's show. However, right now, I am addressing Chris Angel and the loyals and the mind freakers and all you motherfuckers, because I'm about to tear you apart. So, allegedly, are you sitting down?
Well, I hope so.
Okay, so, this was so juicy, I had to take notes. So, I have to take a deep breath. Chris Angel is allegedly married to the baby mama who he has the son with in Australia. Okay, that's not where it gets juicy. According to a marriage certificate, Chris tied the knot with his girlfriend, Chanel Benson, right after Valentine's Day. Oh, but we still haven't gotten interesting yet, because there's more.
Well, spit it out!
So, TMZ was the one that said that Chris Angel has been secretly married with the kid for a little over a year, right? So I was like, okay, TMZ is a gossip site or whatever. You take that with a grain of salt. But the truth actually lies in the comments, because I actually did my homework. So, in the comments, someone who posted under the name, The Truth, said this: Chris kept this a secret because he got involved with this chick when he was engaged to Sandra in 2013. Now, Sandra I knew about because I think I've seen her on Mind Freak, and I think I've seen her on some of the specials on some of his YouTube things or whatever,
Yeah.
so I already knew about that. Okay, and the girl he's supposedly married to, her name is Chanel Benson. Apparently, in 2013, Chanel had a boyfriend named Kieran Carrington Collier. And she was engaged to him until September 2014. Oh, but we haven't even begun to get to Juicy yet. Because we're about to get to Juicy right now. Okay, so Chris's name isn't on the birth certificate. Carrington's is. Scandal right there, right? Juicy, juicy, juicy. Okay, baby's real name is apparently Johnny J. Collier. Google it. Chris hasn't had a paternity test done on the kid yet. Criss Angel doesn't want to have children. Also, this is said to be a publicity stunt staged by Angel to take the heat off him for stealing and having an affair with Chloe Crawford, wife of Murray Sawchuk, and to gain sympathy from the public to boost his ticket sales for his show. Fans have apparently known about this wedding and the kid since June because he's been posting pictures of this brat on Instagram and Twitter or whatever.
But I've never seen this chick that he's allegedly married to because I follow him on Twitter and Instagram, so that's bullshit because I've never seen no photos.
I don't know, or I don't pay attention. All I know is that, like, I literally dropped my fucking cigarette. Like, what the hell, Criss Angel? Why the fuck do you have to be so shady? Why do you have to be such a douchebag? Like, I'm fucking done with you and all your bullshit. Take all the girls that you want, please, and just get the fuck out of my face. Like, I don't even, like, I really wish someone would debunk you. And by the way, with someone with such an illustrious career in this high-profile Vegas show, so-called, that's, I thought it was a pretty cheap shot of you to be on that, new John Stamos show where you barely even had a minute to talk. Yeah, I saw it and I said it. There you go. And you know what? I am done. This show is over. Mic drop. Boom. Let's go home. Anything you want to say before we leave?
Yeah, Criss Angel could kiss my ass.
Alright, well, I think that's going to be our show. This is our second Halloween show ever. I hope that you guys liked it. It was fun. It? This is our second one. We had one last year, our first one.
Yeah.
So anyways, we hope that you had fun and you liked this episode. If you did, like, follow, all that good stuff. And we will see you later. Until next time, we say peace, love, happiness, deuces, mooses, and I'm out. Deacon, say goodbye.
Goodbye. No, I'm just playing. No, bye, everyone. Good night. Hope you had a safe and happy Halloween. And please, stay safe. Don't eat all your candy at once. And don't ever let them say you ain't beautiful. Peace out.
Bye. Goodbye.